Good day, everyone. I am the first reporter, Emily C. Furanes, and the second reporter, Brian J. Persilio. And we have to report about the Philippine laws for PWDs. And my first topic is all about Batas Pambansa number 344 in the year 1983, or the Accessibility Law. It is an act to enhance the mobility of disabled persons by requiring certain buildings, institutions, establishments, and public utilities to install facilities and other devices. Section 1. In order to promote the realization of the rights of disabled persons to participate fully in the social life and the development of the societies in which they live and the enjoyment of the opportunities available to our citizens. Section 2. In case of public conveyance, devices such as the permanent display of posters or stickers shall be used to generate public awareness of the rights of the disabled and foster understanding of their special needs. Section 3. The Minister of Public Works and Highways and the Minister of Transportation and Communication, in accordance with the National Commission concerning Disabled Persons, shall prepare the necessary rules and regulations to implement the provision of this Act. Section 4. Any persons violating any provision of this Act or of the rules and regulations promulgated hereunder shall, upon conviction by a court of competent jurisdiction, suffer the penalty of imprisonment. Section 5. All laws, executive and administrative orders, rules, and regulations inconsistent with the foregoing provisions are hereby repealed or amended accordingly. Lastly, Section number 6. This Act shall take effect upon its approval. And that's all about Batas Pambansa number 344 in the year 1983, or the Accessibility Law. And now, let's go to RA 7277 in the year 1992, or the Magna Carta for Disabled Persons. It is an act providing for the rehabilitation, self-development, and self-reliance of disabled persons and their integration to the mainstream society for other purposes. Section 1. Title. This act shall be known and recited as the Magna Carta for Disabled Persons. Section 2. Declaration of Policy. The grant of the rights and privileges for disabled persons shall be guided by the principles. Section 3. Coverage. This Act shall cover all disabled persons, and to the extent the herein provided, departments, offices, and agencies of the national government or non-government organization included in the attainment of the objectives of this Act. Section 4. Definition of terms. For purposes of this Act, disability shall mean a physical or mental impairment that substantially limits one or more activities of such individual. Chapter 1. Employment. Section 5. Equal opportunity for employment. No disabled persons shall be denied access to opportunities for suitable employment. Section 6. Sheltered employment. If suitable employment for disabled persons cannot be found through open employment as provided in the immediately preceding section. Section 7. Apprenticeship. Subject to the provision of the Labor Code as amended, disabled persons shall be eligible and apprentices or learners. Section 8. Incentives of employer. Section 9. Vocational rehabilitation. Section 10. Vocational guidance and counseling. Section 11. Implementing rules and regulations. Chapter 2. Education. Section 12. Access to quality education. Section 13. Assistance to disabled students. Section 14. Special education. Section 15. Vocational or technical and other training programs. Section 16. Non-formal education. Section 17. State universities and colleges. Chapter 3. Health. Section 18. National health programs. Section 19. Rehabilitation centers. Section 20. Health services. Chapter 4. Auxiliary social services. Section 21. Additional auxiliary services. Chapter 5. Telecommunications. Section 22. Broadcast media. Section 23. Telephone services. Section 24. Free portal charges. Chapter 6. Accessibility. Section 25. Barrier-free environment. Section 26. Mobility. Section 27. Access to public transport facilities. Section 28. Implementing Rules and Regulations, Chapter 7, Political and Civil Rights, Section 29, System of Voting, Section 30, Right to Assemble, and lastly, Section 31, Right to Organize. And that's all about RA 7277, or the Magna Carta for Disabled Persons. And now, let's go to RA 9442 in the year 2007. It is an act amending Republic Act No. 7277, otherwise known as the Magna Carta for Disabled Persons and for other purposes. Persons with disability shall be entitled to the following. Letter A. At least 20% discount from all establishments relative to the utilization of all services in hotels, restaurants, and etc. Letter B. A minimum of 20% discount on admission fees charged by theaters, cinema houses, and other places of amusement. Letter C. At least 20% discount for the 4Ks of all medicines in all drug stores. Letter D. At least 20% discount on medical and dental services, including diagnostic and laboratory fees. Letter E. At least 20% discount in attending doctors in private hospitals and medical facilities. Letter F. At least 20% discount on fare for domestic, air and sea travel. Letter G. At least 20% discount in public railways, skyways, and bus fare. And that's all about RA 9442 in the year 2007. And now, let's go to the NCDA Administrative Order number 001 in the series of 2008. It is known as the Guidelines on the Issuance of Identification Card relative to Republic Act 9442. Rationale. Identification cards shall be issued to any bona fide PWD with permanent disabilities. It shall be basis for the provision of certain special privileges and discounts to bona fide PWDs in the Philippines. Objectives: provide guidance to all local government officials, licensed physicians, local health officers, and government agencies. Protect the establishment from illegitimate claims or fraudulent practices on the use of the PWD IDC. Institutional arrangements. The LGU of the city or municipal office shall implement these guidelines in the issuance of the PWD IDCs. PWD registration forms and ID cards shall be issued and signed by the city or municipal mayor or barangay captain. Implementing guidelines and procedures. Any bona fide person with permanent disability can apply for the issuance of the PWD IDC with his/her caregiver can assist in the application process. ODT and renewal of the picture. The picture issued to the PWD shall be valid for 3 years. The initial picture is free of charge, and the renewal due to expiration, loss, or damage shall be charged a minimal fee for the new picture. Penalty clause. Abuse by any person, corporation, institution, and or entity on the use of the picture is punishable by law or can be penalized subject to the discretion to the ruling court. And that's all about the NCDA Administrative Order number 001 in the series of 2008. And now, let's go to RA 10070 in the year of 2010, or the Implementing Rules and Regulations. It is the act establishing an institutional mechanism to ensure the implementation of programs and services for persons with disabilities in every provinces, city, and municipality, amending Republic Act 7277. Section 1. Title. These rules shall be cited as the implementing rules and regulations of Republic Act 7277. Section 2. Purpose. These rules and regulations are promulgated to prescribe the procedures and guidelines for the implementation to facilitate compliance and achieve its objectives. Section 3. Construction. These rules and regulations shall be construed and applied in accordance with and in furtherance of the policies and objectives in favor of persons with disability. Section 4. The Persons with Disabilities Affairs Office shall be established in all provinces and cities. Section 5. The Sangguniang Panlalawigan, Sangguniang Panlungsod, Sangguniang Bayan shall pass an ordinance creating organizational structure, staffing pattern, and its annual appropriation to carry out its function. Section 6. Necessary funds of the implementation of persons with disabilities. Section 7. New programs, projects, and activities for persons with disabilities. Section 8. Concerned agencies through Civil Service Commission. Section 9. Repealing clause. Section 10. Separability clause. And that's all about RA 10070 in the year of 2010, or the implementing rules and regulations.